Code. Let x equals 5. Explanation. Declares a variable named x and assigns the value 5 to it. Code. Let y equals x plus 10. Explanation. Adds 10 to x and assigns the result to y. Code. If x greater than 10, print ln. X is greater than 10 inches. Explanation. Checks if x is greater than 10. And if true, prints a message. Code. Fn add a I32 b I32 to I32 a plus b. Explanation. Defines a function add that takes two integers and returns their sum. Code. Let mut z equals 10. Explanation. Declares a mutable variable z and initializes it with the value 10. Code. For I in 1.5 print ln I opening curly bracket closing curly bracket quote I. Explanation. Iterates over a range and prints each value. Code. Let arr equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Explanation. Declares an array with 5 integers. Code. Let slice equals an arr 1.3. Explanation. Creates a slice of the array from index 1 to 3. Code. Struct point x I32 y I32. Explanation. Defines a struct named point with two fields, x and y. Code. Let p equals point x 5 y 10. Explanation. Creates an instance of the point struct. Code. Match x1 equals greater than print ln 1. 2 equals greater than print ln 2. Underscore equals greater than print ln other. Explanation. Uses a match statement to handle different cases. Code. Let name equals sum rust. Explanation. Creates an option type with a value rust. Code. Let none option less than I32 greater than equals none. Explanation. Creates an option type with no value. Code. Let sum underscore value equals name unwrap. Explanation. Unwraps the option, yielding the value if it's sum. Code. Fn greet name and str print ln hello opening curly bracket closing curly bracket exclamation mark quote name. Explanation. Defines a function that takes a string reference and prints a greeting. Code. Let s equals string from hello. Explanation. Creates a string instance from a literal. Code. Let c equals a. Explanation. Declares a character variable. Code. Let b equals true. Explanation. Declares a Boolean variable. Code. Let f equals 3.14. Explanation. Declares a floating point variable. Code. Let mut x equals 5. Explanation. Declares a mutable variable x and initializes it with 5. Code. X plus equals 1. Explanation. Increments the value of x. Code. Let x equals x asterisk 2. Explanation. Multiplies x by 2. Code. Let y equals 3.0, 2.0. Explanation. Divides 3.0 by 2.0 and assigns the result to y. Code. Let z equals 10% 3. Explanation. Finds the remainder when 10 is divided by 3. Code. Let vec equals vec 1, 2, 3. Explanation. Creates a vector with 3 elements. Code. Vec push 4. Explanation. Adds an element to the end of the vector. Code. Vec.pop. Explanation. Removes the last element of the vector. Code. Let mut vec equals vec 1, 2, 3. Vec 0 equals 10. Explanation. Modifies an element of a mutable vector. Code. Let len equals vec.len. Explanation. Gets the length of a vector. Code. Let is underscore empty equals vec.is underscore empty. Explanation. Checks if the vector is empty. Code. Let first equals vec.get 0 explanation gets the first element of a vector safely. Code. Let a equals vec clone explanation clones a vector. Code. Let res equals vec iter dot map x asterisk 2 collect less than vec less than underscore greater than explanation iterates over a vector, doubles each element, and collects the result. Code. Let v equals vec 1 2 3 4 5 let sum I32 equals versus iter dot sum explanation sums the elements of a vector. Code. Let result equals versus contains and 3 explanation checks if a vector contains a specific value. Code. Let v equals vec 1 2 3 let mud iter equals versus iter explanation creates an iterator over a vector. Code. If let sum value equals name print ln value opening curly bracket closing curly bracket quote value explanation uses if let to destructure and handle an option. Code. Let x equals 10 let y equals an x explanation creates a reference to a variable. Code. Fn foo a I32 b I32 to I32 a plus b explanation defines a function that adds two integers and returns the result. Code. Let res equals foo 5 7 explanation calls the foo function with arguments 5 and 7. Code. Let x equals 5 let y equals an x explanation creates a reference to x. Code. Let z equals box new 10 explanation creates a boxed value. Code. Fn square x I32 to I32 x asterisk x explanation defines a function that returns the square of a number. Code. Let res equals square 4 explanation calls the square function with 4. Code. Let mut n equals 5 let r equals and mut n explanation creates a mutable reference to a variable. Code. Loop print ln infinite loop explanation creates an infinite loop. Code. While x less than 10 print ln x is less than 10 inches x plus equals 1 explanation creates a while loop. Code. For I in 0.10 print ln I opening curly bracket closing curly bracket quote I explanation uses a for loop to iterate over a range. Code. Let n equals 10 while n greater than o print ln n opening curly bracket closing curly bracket quote n equals 1 explanation decrements n in a while loop. Code. Fn factorial n u64 to u64 if n equals 0 1 else n asterisk factorial n1 explanation defines a recursive factorial function. Code. Let fact equals factorial 5 explanation calls the factorial function with an argument of 5. Code. Let fib equals n if n less than equals 1 n else fib n1 plus fib n2 closing curly bracket explanation defines a recursive closure to calculate Fibonacci numbers. Code. Let result equals fib 6 explanation calls the Fibonacci closure with an argument of 6. Code. Let num equals 42 explanation declares a variable num with the value 42. Code. Let arr equals 10 20 30 40 50 explanation creates an array with 5 elements. Code. Let first underscore element equals arranged by 0 explanation accesses the first element of an array. Code. Let first underscore element equals arranged by .get 0. Explanation. Accesses the first element of an array safely using get. Code. Let v equals vec 1, 2, 3, 4. Let sum I32 equals versus iter. Dot sum. Explanation. Sums the elements of a vector. Code. Let sum equals versus iter. Fold 0. ACC and x ACC plus x. Explanation. Folds a vector to calculate its sum. Code. Let a equals sum 10. Match a sum n equals greater than print ln number opening curly bracket closing curly bracket quote n none equals greater than print ln no value. Explanation. Match expression with option. Code. Let b equals sum 20 if let sum n equals b print ln number opening curly bracket closing curly bracket quote n. Explanation. Uses if let for pattern matching. Code. Let mut c equals 10. Let d equals and mut c. Explanation. Creates a mutable reference to a variable. Code. Let v equals vec 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let even underscore numbers. Vec less than underscore greater than equals versus into underscore iter. Filter. An x %2 equals 0. Collect. Explanation. Filters even numbers from a vector. Code. Let result equals versus iter. Dot all. An x greater than 0. Explanation. Checks if all elements in a vector satisfy a condition. Code. Let result equals versus iter. Dot any. An x equals 3. Explanation. Checks if any element in a vector satisfies a condition. Code. Let res equals versus iter. Enumerate. Collect. Less than vec less than underscore greater than. Explanation. Enumerates the elements of a vector. Code. Let s1 equals string. From. Hello. Let s2 equals s1. Clone. Explanation. Clones a string. Code. Let s equals string. From. Rust. Let len equals s.len. Explanation. Gets the length of a string. Code. Let s equals string. From. Rust. Let char underscore at equals s. Chars. Nth. 0. Unwrap. Explanation. Gets the character at a specific index in a string. Code. Let s equals string. From. Rust. Let result equals an s. 0.2. Explanation. Slices a string. Code. Let s equals string. From. Rust. Let bytes equals s. Into underscore bytes. Explanation. Converts a string into bytes. Code. Let v equals vec 1, 2, 3. Let len equals versus dot len. Explanation. Gets the length of a vector. Code. Let mut v equals vec 1, 2, 3. Versus push 4. Explanation. Adds an element to a vector. Code. Let mut s equals string. From. Hello. S. Push underscore str. World. Explanation. Appends a string to a string. Code. Let mut v equals vec 1, 2, 3. v.pop. Explanation. Removes an element from a vector. Code. Let v equals vec 1, 2, 3. Let first equals versus dot get 0. Unwrap. Explanation. Gets the first element of a vector. Code. Let v equals vec 1, 2, 3. Let second equals v 1. Explanation. Accesses an element of a vector by index. Code. Let v equals vec 1, 2, 3. Let last equals versus last. Unwrap. Explanation. Gets the last element of a vector. Code. Let vec equals vec 1, 2, 3. Let first equals vec 0. Explanation. Accesses the first element of a vector.